Okay, my presentation is broadly split into three parts. I'm going to talk a little bit about digestible amino acids and how they apply to us as poultry nutritionists, because they have a direct bearing on the way in which we use protease. Secondly, I'm going to talk a bit about what protease does in the bird. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how one could think about formulating diets using protease as an ingredient. There are three principal benefits that I derive from using protease. And the first is obviously saving costs, particularly when protein prices are high. The second area is to do with the environment in which the bird grows, and that leads to an improvement in welfare conditions and ultimately to bird performance. And lastly, we now know that if you have poorly processed soybean meal, protease is an excellent way of mitigating that problem. So it's a really good insurance policy. The information that we would require would obviously be how we deal with increasing dose levels of protease. I think particularly of young birds. I'm sure that higher dose levels are probably going to be cost beneficial. And my second major area of concern is how do we deal with protease and a whole basket of other enzymes in the same diet. I think our knowledge of additivity of enzymes in general and protease in particular requires a lot of work. Academics need to know the detail and to try and understand the cause and effect of all products that they are working with and testing. Practitioners have a slightly different viewpoint. They need to know that the science behind the product is sound, but at the end of the day they need something that is simple to use and is robust and brings them financial benefit. So a crossover event such as this allows both parties to understand what the other party is trying to achieve and in fact has achieved. I think that the time is going to come when all corn-soy diets will have a protease included in them. The benefits are significant both in terms of cost saving and in terms of bird performance. I am less certain that protease will be widely used in diets that contain xylanase as well. But it is what I said before, we need the data on the additivity of the different enzymes more now than ever if we're going to be adding protease to that mix. So it really depends on the research. I see myself as a link between academia and commercial practitioners. And any event where that link actually takes place physically is always beneficial to me. So I've learned a lot from the academics, and hopefully I will be able to impart some of that knowledge onto simple commercial poultry nutritionists.